Hey, I just thought I'd take a little time here to talk about a legacy feature on the Wizardline website, and that is the Paperless module. So this retrieves PDFs that are generated nightly from your Pulse 3.9 system. It is important to point out that Pulse 4.0 does not generate PDFs on a nightly basis, and to my knowledge, they have no intention of doing so. So as you convert stores from 3.9 to 4.0, this feature of our website will no longer work. That is a function of your point of sale system, not something that Wizardline has done or wanted to do. But regardless, let's talk about the three main sections of the paperless module. So the first two tabs, paperless and live retrieval tab, work in a very similar manner. So the paperless tab, what that is going to allow you to do is that's going to allow you to retrieve any PDFs that our system has downloaded for your locations. So those downloads can come from manual downloads by using the system, which is what we're doing right now. So I'll show you how that works in a second. For example, for 3003 all transactions, there's just a monthly all transactions report available right now. And we'll download some more all transactions to see what that looks like. Um, so by default, it's only going to show reports in the last 30 days. So I do know that daily summaries have been retrieved rather frequently for this location. But if we want to see some older reports, um, we can change the number of days, and then that will show you files that are significantly older, presuming that they've been retrieved at one point or another. So um, to to retrieve a file, you can the easiest way is just double click it from the list. So if I just want the daily for this particular location yesterday, I can double click it and the system will download it. You can also choose to mark several files for download. You can even mark several files for different um, reports all at once to be marked for download, and then you can download them all at once if you'd like. So, for example, here's the 5 daily summaries and then the single all transaction that I just asked the system to grab. So, again, this is for files that we've already retrieved at some point or another. The second tab is a live retrieval tab. And so what this is going to show you is this is going to show you files that are available on your Pulse 3.9 system right now. And so by default, it's looking in an area of Pulse called the E outbox, which is going to show you files for the last roughly 10 to 14 days, depending upon where you've caught Pulse in its movement and purging of these files. And so here we see we have files that are available for the last 10 days roughly since 8/14. However, there's two files where PDFs are stored on Pulse, and one in the E outbox, which is what we're looking at by default, and then the second is an E archive. And so what that is going to show you is that's going to show you files roughly up to 70 days old, again, depending upon where you've caught it in its purging mechanism, Pulse's purging mechanism. Again, nothing Wizardline is doing here. Um, However, you should know, so once files are purged from your Pulse system, if we didn't retrieve them either manually through this interface or automatically through PDF setup, which we'll look at in a second, then they're gone forever. We can't get them. So let's go back to the all transactions reports. And so we just had all we had for all transactions was this monthly one. So let's go ahead and retrieve, I don't know, let's retrieve the weekly and the period version. And so now we have those files. If we wanted, we can download them and um, open them on the system. In fact, let's open one. Let's open one that's can be a little more benign daily inventory usage. So here, let's go to the 22nd. I just need this file for some reason. Here we see it's the actual PDF report generated by your Pulse system. You can see it's generated after you run end of day. So this file was generated at 2:09 a.m. on August 23rd, and it's for the August 22nd system date. Um, but now that they have been retrieved, so I just downloaded some all transactions. If we go back to the paperless module, we'll see that now those files are permanently available for retrieval anytime in the future. So using the system how we've just showed is one way to have the system download files. The other way is through the Setup tab, which you can reach by clicking on PDF Setup. And this is a way for you to tell our system what you just kind of like us to automatically download on your behalf. And so files are exported by Pulse either on a daily, weekly, payroll based, period based, or monthly basis. And not all files export on all frequencies. And so that's all handled by this interface. So actual food costs exports daily, but there's no weekly, period, monthly payroll version of that file. So in this particular configuration, we've configured it to download all transactions, a consolidated summary, a credit card summary on a monthly basis, and then some clock in data and inventory usage on a weekly basis. So you can tell us what files you'd like us to grab. Make sure you click this download PDFs daily button. Otherwise, none of these settings will matter. And then obviously when you're done, make sure you click an update settings button. And what our system will do is they'll download files based upon the configuration here. Again, only for your Pulse 3.9 files. 3.9 stores, 4.0 does not create these files. Therefore, we can't retrieve them. You also have the ability here to configure Dropbox for our system to upload to your Dropbox account. And you do that by clicking on this Authorize Wizardline to use Dropbox, and that will bring you to the Dropbox website. I can't click on it now because my screen recording will stop because it's considered a sensitive page, the Dropbox login page. And that's pretty much it. So there's three tabs. Again, paperless is any files that have already been retrieved, allowing you to grab them again at some point in the future. Live retrieval is an active list of files that are available on the system. And again, only on your 3.9 systems. So I know Store 3003 is still on 3.9. However, 3225 is on 4.0. So if I try to use this page here, it's just going to say, you know, couldn't connect to the store to see what's available, and that's because nothing's available. But that's pretty much it for the paperless module. Again, it's a legacy part of the site. It will continue to function as much as whatever version of Pulse you're on allows it to function. Thank you very much for your time.